I just want to do a quick little side-by-side comparison here, speed test between the fastest phones on the market. We do have the iPhone 7, Google Pixel, the Galaxy S8, LG G6 and Huawei P10 phone. So all high-end here, and we're going to have a look to see which phone is fastest. All of them are all up to date. We did receive an update on the LG G6 as well, so we can see how they all do compare here. So we're going to start them up at the same time. 3, 2, 1. Oh, S8 is a winner, then iPhone 7, then LG G6, Huawei P10, and Google is last, unfortunately. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. Well, actually, I was expecting the S8 to win, obviously, but I wasn't expecting the Pixel to be last. I thought the G6 or the P10 would be last, but interesting nevertheless. And we're going to have a look here at the performance then. First things first, we can really see there's a massive difference here in terms of the user interface. So I'm just going to swap this with this one and put this in the middle, and so we can see how things are. Obviously on the new S8, we do have some things that they have translated across into TouchWiz, like for example with the Pixel, you drag up to get to the app drawer. You also can flick up on the S8, which I really did enjoy actually doing this just as a game, just continually flicking it up here. You can see there's a little bit of lag when you do it compared to on the stock Pixel here, which I think they could improve. LG gives you the option of installing an app drawer like traditionally with the button, or you can just have it all on the home screen like you do with the iPhone. That is up to your choice. Huawei doesn't give you that option, unfortunately, but they have been improving the interface here a little bit, making it a little bit more palatable. But we're going to have a look at the speed then of all the devices on the table, so we can see who is top dog here in 2017. What are we on? We're on I think we're in April, aren't we? Are we on April? So we're not through the best of the year, I don't think. I think we've got more phones coming in the best of the year. It's usually towards the end of the year. So everything's on the Wi-Fi, it looks like. Just double checking that. They're all on the same one. And we're just going to start with the iPhone here. I think in Europe we do get the Intel Wi-Fi chip, so that probably isn't quite as good as the Qualcomm Wi-Fi chip that you might get abroad, so do bear that in mind. And you can see very average score tonight, very ho-hum, but the Pixel rarely lets me down when it comes to the Wi-Fi. Really looking forward to the Pixel here, what it can do. What can it do? Did I speak too soon? No, it's going up now. It's going up. Wow. So quite average tonight with the Pixel. Generally, I think it's quite average actually. Maybe they're rolling out throttling again, even on the Vivid service. We don't know. Have to look into that. What can the S8 do? It's definitely on the Wi-Fi. Well, No questions asked there. I'm not being throttled, obviously. So a remarkable performance there from the S8, killing the Pixel and the iPhone, unfortunately. LG G6, it's your turn to step up here. What can you do? What can you do? Can you match Samsung, Sammy boy? Oh, it's going for it. It's going for it. No, it can't, unfortunately. Tough for LG. Maybe next year you will, get to Samsung's level. But there are actually some nice things with the G6. I'm going to do a dedicated video comparing with the S8, because I think there are some things on the G6 which are actually better, believe it or not. So Huawei P10, what can you give us? You can't give us anything, Huawei P10. I don't know how to fix this issue with the phone, and it's very weird. I tried factory resetting it, I tried everything. I just can't seem to do it, and it's just not acceptable for a high-end phone, really. But nevertheless, you can see the S8 is the winner here by a nice margin, with the G6 coming second. We're going to also have a look here at the Geekbench, which the geeks among us do like to see these number crunching kind of statistics. So let's just get it open on all of them, and you can see a nice overview here of what we're getting in terms of the spec. So you're getting your Apple A10, which comes with 2 gigs of RAM, 4 gigs of RAM, Android 7.1.2, Android 7.0. We're getting 4 gigs of RAM, Android 7, Android 7. So let's just run this through. I'm not going to let you sit through it all, obviously, because it's quite boring. So I will speed through to the end, and we'll see the result. So let's go. Guys, so we are basically coming to the end now, and you can see the iPhone has won when it comes to the how fast you do it. The Pixel did actually crash, so I had to restart it, very ironic. But you can see the G6 seems to be ahead here out of the other Android phones, and looks like it is going to finish first, which is nice. And very class leading scores still with the Apple device. I think this is probably the best you can get now when it comes to the single core. There was a leaked benchmark of the Apple A11, which comes with like 6,000 for the single core, which is mind blowing in terms of double the performance of this. I think it could be a Photoshop though, because there's no way they could do such a performance leap unless Apple is crazy. So you can see the G6 has won here when it comes to the Androids. It does get a very decent score in terms of the single core, multi-core. This is actually a Korean model, by the way, and obviously that might influence the score a little bit, but the P10 is coming with the Kirin 960 and comes with a fantastic multi-core compared to the Snapdragon equivalent here, nearly as good as Samsung, which seems to be ahead in pretty much everything in terms of the single core and the multi-core, which is nice. But you didn't really expect anything different here. Samsung always puts in the best stuff into its flagship phone. I think we're getting the Exynos 8895 here. It's hard to keep up with these processors, but that's what we get here. You can also get the Snapdragon 835 abroad as well, which should give good performance. And the Pixel is coming now with the score a little bit better than the G6, but worse in every other phone when it comes to the single core, which is a little bit probably due to the underclocked processor. I think they focused on having a battery life on the Pixel Hopefully the Pixel 2 will come with a Snapdragon 835 though, to address the performance balance here. So very interesting stuff, in terms of the phones here. I think you can see the S8 is still probably giving you the best bang for buck in terms of the processor, etc., in terms of Android, but the iPhone is in a league of its own when it comes to giving you the software and hardware to back it up still. But in terms of the other features, I think for example the screen here is looking very outdated compared to what you're getting on Android. I think the LG screen is a little bit dim compared to the Pixel and the S8, and I think Huawei could also step up its game when it comes to the screen technology as well, which is decent but not the best overall. And also obviously we can see how good these form factors are on the LG G6 and the S8 in terms of this new kind of ratio. It makes these kind of ratios look a little bit outdated in comparison because you can fit so much more screen in there. So yeah, just a quick little speed comparison here between some of the top end phones. If you want to see something in particular, do let me know, and we'll certainly check it out. Hope you enjoyed the video, found it helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.